I thought someone had pulled into my driveway by mistake. Then I saw Linda plugging her electric car into my private solar-powered charger. Linda didn't look embarrassed. She looked annoyed that I was questioning her. She simply told me she needed the charge and assumed I wouldn't mind. I checked my energy monitor and immediately saw the extra load. Someone had been pulling power from my system without asking. I asked Linda to unplug her car. Instead of apologizing, she told me the charger was basically community equipment. Then she mentioned the HOA, as if that settled everything. According to Linda, being on the neighborhood committee meant she could use whatever she considered shared. I didn't argue with her. I documented everything. The car, the charger, the time, and the fact that nobody had given her permission. The next morning, she came back. This time I was already awake, and I watched her plug in like it was part of her daily routine. That was when I decided arguing wasn't going to solve anything. I added a proper security camera, so every future visit would be documented. That evening, Linda returned again. She apparently thought nobody was watching. I finally understood that the solution was a revenge. I needed a documented, professional way to stop the problem permanently. The next morning, I called a licensed electrician. I wanted the entire charging setup inspected and secured properly. The electrician checked every part of the system. He confirmed that everything was installed correctly and showed me how to lock the charger to authorized users. Then we configured the charger for its manufacturer-approved maximum safe output. Not a dangerous modification, just the highest normal setting the equipment was designed to handle. The real surprise was the access control. From that point forward, only authorized users could activate my charger. Linda came back the very next day. She still had no idea that the system had changed. She plugged in and waited. Nothing happened. The charger simply required authorization. Linda immediately blamed me for breaking the charger. I told her it was working exactly as designed. Then I showed her the footage. 3 separate visits, multiple unauthorized charging sessions, and every timestamp were right there. The issue finally reached the HOA board. For once, Linda couldn't simply talk over everyone in the room. I brought documentation instead of accusations. The records made the situation surprisingly simple. Linda tried to explain that she thought the charger was shared, but the property documents clearly showed that it belonged to my home. The board made the decision I had hoped for. Private charging equipment was private, and nobody had the right to use it without permission. Linda finally received the official notice. Her confidence disappeared almost instantly. Later that afternoon, Linda came to speak with me directly. For the first time, she wasn't demanding anything. I told her she could always ask if she needed help charging, but my property and my equipment weren't public resources. After that day, the unauthorized charging stopped. My solar system finally went back to serving my home the way it was designed to. Linda eventually drove away without another argument, and I never saw her touch my charger again. The whole situation taught me something simple. Technology doesn't prevent conflict. Clear boundaries and good documentation do. In the end, I didn't need revenge or a dangerous stunt. I simply protected what was mine and let the facts handle the rest. And that was the last time Linda ever used my solar charger. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to like and subscribe, and tell me in the comments, where are you watching from?